So welcome everyone to TripAround. I'm very excited to be here. My name is Christos Sturgiou. I'm co-founder and executive chairman at TripAround. So like most of you in this room, I breathe travel, maybe all of you in this room. And that's by growing up at a small luxury hotel of the world that my parents to this day maintain on a Greek island, and I help run the business of. To launching my luxury travel company when I moved back to my native Greece from the States, completing my studies at the Stanford Graduate School of Business back in 2004. And through that journey, I was really blessed to be recognized by the likes of Condé Nast Traveler, Travel and Leisure, among the top travel specialists in the world. We booked some amazing vacations at True Trips with my team, but I have lived through all the pain of technology, sometimes working in antiquated ways. So what I did is I recognized, someone said earlier, you have to let others do the work. I teamed up with a brilliant travel tech entrepreneur, Adonis Halkiopoulos, who most recently was actually recognized as a Focusrite young leader for our work at TripAround. And we raised $3.5 million from angel investors, mainly in Silicon Valley, some strategics, and went about changing ancillary services and the way hotels process them. Then the pandemic hit, so we had great timing. We actually launched our company right as we all thought these things were happening in China. When we launched our product, hotels were closed. Despite that, we have more than 80 paying customers right now and growing fast. So I'll let you know a little bit about what the problem is and how we can fix it. We all know hotels, but through our businesses, but we all travel as consumers. And every time we have to book a massage, every time we have to book a transfer, every time we have to deal with ancillaries, we are frustrated, and we're part of the solution, we're part of the industry. So we all know the emails, the calls, we all know our teams are frantically trying to find people on the beach or at the Louvre when we are dealing with some malfunction in the back end. And we work with a fragmented system, right? We have many systems all across our back end, and that's a problem. And we focus many times on whether our guests like their espresso, macchiato, or lungo, and rightfully so, but we actually do not focus on learning why they travel to our destination. We don't focus on that at all. And that's a bigger problem because post-pandemic, it's more about the why, and not as much about the where. And we don't know that. In fact, Skift tells us that almost all of us in this room understand that non-room services are going to drive growth. I will add that our brand needs to be enforced through a more comprehensive experience. And I will add that we need to treat both our teams as well as consumers and travelers in fairer, more technologically advanced ways. So what is TripAround? What do we do? We sit at the top of the property, at the top of the hotel chain, the resort. And we use an umbrella approach to integrate with third-party experiences or in-house experiences. We streamline the entire process across the customer journey from the moment someone books a room throughout the stay. And simultaneously, we involve your back office as well as your product line. Okay, so it works wonderfully, it's a beauty. We integrate with your PMS, and we integrate with several of your systems. Let's say you use some software to run your spa. And sometimes you don't use a software, or interestingly enough, it was our thesis, we're finding out in real life that people still use Excel, your teams use email, calls, and sometimes notes. Through all that process, we collect all the data. And we enable you to process this data, to find ways that you can sell to consumers repeatedly from the moment they book their first room in your hotel. We deliver a user-friendly environment, seamless onboarding, and intuitive design, while gathering and analyzing all this data through a marvelous backend that we train your team to work on. It's very intuitive. Not much work needs to get done. ultimately what we do is we boost revenue from ancillaries. Our customers tell us that they see a 4x increase in sales. But what we think is the most impressive statistic is that more than 50% of the hundreds of thousands of bookings we already process for our customers, our B2B partners, happens pre-arrival. And this, by the way, is when, to this day, hotels build amazing websites with their wellness offerings, experiences they've spent years finessing and vetting, and then travelers hit a block. They can't do anything with it. They have to call, email, or God forbid, they have to schedule that transfer from the airport to the hotel. So, in the interest of time, I've included a link here. Since most people, like us, would like to win, I can't possibly show you our platform, but I invite you to take a picture of it or visit online before you vote. You can see at least an example of a front-end approach. There is a back-end approach that we have. It's quite exciting. We hope we will have an opportunity to show some of that in the future to anyone who's interested. Thank you so very much.
Thank you, Christos. I think Ellen has a couple of questions for you, or one.
I do. So you said that you integrate with PMS systems. Do you also integrate with booking engines, or is it?
Yes, not yet is the answer. We're really proud of doing right what we do. We've seen many companies in the history of business scale fast and do it wrong. So not yet with booking engines. It's certainly in our plan, but we want to figure out all the PMSs first that have a dominant market share. We all know Oracle, for example, is moving to the cloud. We're doing something else. There will be a process.
How do you integrate with third-party suppliers? Do you pull their inventory, or
Yeah,
is it...
That's an interesting question, actually. So, with the hotel owns all the data, the processes and all that in-house. That's easy. For the external suppliers, even though if a hotel is dominant in one of them, we allow the hotel to invite them for free, much like you will invite someone at Facebook or LinkedIn or whatever. They will connect for free, and then they will upload the inventory, but that, you need to be pretty dominant, obviously, for the other party to do this. So for the vast majority out there, we use an Uber approach, right, where you get something really quick, and then the supplier is trained, the hotel, you all have partners, you call up and say, this is how we're going to do it from now on. You're going to get an email, you're going to say accept, reject, offer alternatives. I don't have a 10 o'clock, I have a 4 o'clock, or I don't have today, I have tomorrow. The guest is on the beach. That's fine. The guest gets it automatically. The status changes magically from pending to accepted. Everything is streamlined. You have all the data. You know your guests. You can sell to them. So that's how we do it.
Wonderful.